How long you known Preston?
Probably about 2 years now. He's from a little town.
Hello, kids, and welcome to the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. 3 comics, 3 opinions, 1 shit show. Featuring Mike Keegan.
Are you just going to talk over me the whole time? Is that what you're going to do? All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you very much.
Carla Oakerson.
I tolerate you. I think I tolerate you very well.
You don't tolerate me at all.
I tolerate you. Believe that. I certainly tolerate all your horse shit. Look at me, I'm being tolerant right now. Look how tolerant. I'm tolerating it.
And Tim Saliani.
See,
Bill Clinton suicides people was the name of my high school band.
Be sure and stop by the Domestic Disturbance Podcast Facebook page to check out any new shows, upcoming events, or to leave us some hate mail. Music from our podcast is from the hardcore band Bore. You should check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp, where you can put a little something in the hat for them and purchase their music like good little consumers. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the arguments.
Oh, we're live.
We're live now. We're here. All right, guys. Thank you for listening and checking out this week's episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. Please make sure you're liking and sharing it with everybody you know. We're happy to be here. We love you guys. I'm Mike Keegan with Tim Saliani, Carla Oakerson, and our special guest this week, Copenhagen Bandit from down in Joplin, Missouri. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you guys for having me. Happy to be here.
Absolutely.
So I guess Copenhagen refers to the chewing tobacco and not the city, right?
Yes,
Or...
yes. Yeah. I didn't even know the city existed until someone's like, "Are you from Denmark?" And I'm like, "What?"
Because when we were setting up the thing for the comedy telethon, and Mike, like, we're running down the list of names. I'm like, well, who are the other comics? I'm like, and then there's that, like, what is he, like the Norwegian guy? And Mike's like, what Norwegian guy? What are you talking about? I'm like, you definitely told me there was a Norwegian guy.
Because I knew it was the chewing tobacco because I used to be a chewing tobacco guy.
Yeah.
And Carla thought you were just from Finland.
That's amazing.
Although to be fair, Mike's more of a skull guy. So
I was a skull man. That was my thing. But playing baseball and football here, I was a skull guy. What I used to do was I would get a cherry skull and a spearmint skull, and I'd finish half of each and then mix them together.
Okay.
We used to do reviews, right, for the chewing tobacco.
Yeah, that's how the name came about. When I was in high school, I would, you know how women like review like body lotion. Well, I was like reviewing chew, and then after I started doing comedy a couple of years later, people just kept calling me that same name, so it kind of stuck.
Yeah, it's definitely catchy.
it's a catchy name. It's a good name to have for sure.
So yeah, you were doing comedy and stopped for a little while, like when you're in high school, and then started again years later.
Yeah, in high school, I didn't really know what I was doing. I wasn't even trying to do comedy. I was just making dumb videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I spent 3.5 years as an EMT. Got burned out on that, and then I just started telling jokes online, and just used that name, and it just kind of grew and grew.
That's awesome. Now, when you first started doing comedy, were you going to like open mics and stuff, or were you just like you got a following from online, or?
Yeah, I was posting videos online, and there was like maybe 150 people like views a week, and I started going to open mic nights. So we had a comedy club up here pretty close, and a pizza place that was doing them, and that's where I started out as, and slowly met people and tried to get feature spots and stuff like that. So it's
I remember when I first started doing open mics, it was at a tattoo shop, and over by my house, it was a tiny little tattoo parlor, and there's no laughs, you just hear the buzzing of the tattoo needle the whole time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You just hear people screaming in pain and a needle buzzing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my laughs back then.
Oh
but
God.
so we met Cameron, the Copenhagen Bandit, just this week actually, because we were doing they had a comedy telethon that on Twitch that our friend Richie Byrne and Mark Riccadonna were running, and they did like 8 Carla's hesitant to call them friends. but so they did like 80 hours of straight comedy on live stream, going to break the Guinness Book of World Records. I think they did. I only watched a little bit of it because I got tired.
I'd be interested to know if they did, because I worked at the comic strip when they did their run to break the world record, and I think that was in 2006.
And that was live comedy.
And that was, but it was live comedy, but it was actual stand-up. It was comic after comic, set after set after set, like all through the night. Sometimes there was like one person sleeping, in the audience, literally.
Yeah.
And this kind of fell into more of like a talk format.
Yeah. A lot of it ended up being kind of podcasty and talk. There were some segments that were straight stand-up. That's what I thought we were gonna do. We were gonna do straight stand-up, because originally we were supposed to just host the 2 hours. I had like 7 comics on, some really great comics. I had Cameron, I had Pat Dixon, at Tara Canastraci, obviously Tim and Carla. It was going to be really good, but it ended up just turning into a podcast kind of thing, and then everyone went over their time and started talking. So we felt terrible. Cameron didn't get to go on. Neither did I, really. I was supposed to host this thing, and I'm just like, yeah. So you guys sound great.
But, no, I was just excited because I know they were raising money for kids, and I think that's what's cool about our industry. Is a lot of comics are messed up people, but when you tell them, hey, we're raising money for kids, you can't even get in the green room, I love stuff like that. So
exactly, and that's kind of how it was. I mean, that's why people couldn't get in to this Twitch thing, because it only held 12 people at a time, and every comic was trying to get in. And this was the coveted 3:45 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. slot.
Seriously.
know?
And you know what, Cameron? You're so right, though. Like, everybody's so quick to do. Yeah, every fucking comic probably can't be within 100 yards of a kid. But mention a goddamn kid organization, they're right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you know what it is? We get to have fun and make some money. And then it's like, I should probably give back a little bit. Because
I'm a pile of shit. Let's do something nice.
Yeah.
Getting paid to get drunk and talk about my dick for an hour and a half.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know it was raising money for anything until like we actually got on the air. I had no idea. And somebody was like, "Oh, it's for kids' cancer." I was like, "Is it? Look at us. We're being great. Look how nice we are." Yeah.
Because we had a terrible slot. It was like 3:30 in the morning on a Saturday going into Sunday. So I messaged one of my friends, John Consoli, and I'm like, "Hey, you want to do this?" He's like, "Go fuck yourself." That time, and then I'm like, "No." I texted him like, "No, it's for cancer kids." And he's like, first of all, that's a weird way to put it. Second of all, I guess I have to do it now.
Consoli was sleeping. He was sleeping in front of the camera. It was hysterical. I have a picture of it. He was fucking sleeping.
Yeah.
I felt terrible because everyone was drinking coffee and I was still drinking beer, and I was like, man.
Oh no, I was whiskeying it up that night. Oof.
There you go.
You have to.
And there you go. He's drinking now.
Nice.
Yep.
Tim's an IPA guy.
I just like anything high alcohol because I'm a large fat guy, so it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Why don't you just drink vodka?
Because we're also beer connoisseurs.
So it's like other people from other countries drink our beer and they say it tastes like water, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I was in Belgium and I was drinking their beer like it's our beer, and ended up falling asleep. We were staying in like a dorm, and I ended up passing out naked on our dining room table. And drink Belgian beer like our beer. But yeah, so we met Cameron because he was supposed to do that with us. Originally, I'd asked my buddy Preston Lacey from MTV's Jackass.
All right,
we've been on the road together a lot, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I can't do it, but I got the perfect guy for you. The guy's great. He's hilarious, and he got me in touch with you." So that happened, and I felt terrible, but now we're friends, and we can build a comedy relationship.
I gotta say,
yeah.
The videos, your online presence is. I mean, we all want to do that. The videos are great, by the way. They really are.
Well, thank you.
Very funny.
You know what it is? Because that's what people want now. They want a rant that's funny and
short burst of hilarity.
That are getting big now.
I think it's the accent.
Yeah,
and
that accent is badass.
Endearing. I think you hear it and you want to hear what he's saying. I think the accent is cute.
That sounds like a guy that's about to win another Super Bowl. So
yeah.
Well, that's what it is. Also, like I'm sure a lot of people in Missouri don't really notice the accent. I don't think but when you're up here, like it's like hypnotizing.
Yeah,
I talk all day.
Yeah, it's different.
Y'all, this is exciting.
Yeah, we're not used to it. We sound like we chewed up a fucking Scorsese script, so we're really not used to.
It's funny because people will be like, "Well, you don't talk like that in real life," and as you can hear just talking to you, I mean, like I'll try to change it, but it just gets deeper. So there's no changing it.
Wouldn't it be amazing if he was like Chappelle's representation of Little John, and just like as soon as the cameras are off, he's like, "Pardon me, man."
No, yeah.
Is that like so? You're just from that's what. Like, is that what everyone from Missouri sounds like? I've never been there. My only person that I know from there is Preston, and he doesn't have that kind of an accent.
Yeah, I don't. Well, my family, I don't know. Is you kind of take, I don't know. I think we came a little bit from deeper in the woods, maybe is what it was.
From the Ozarks?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's. I mean, I'm from Missouri, born and raised. My family's from here, so I don't know really where it came. I do have family from Louisiana, but not enough. I feel like it would change the way I talk. But not everybody sounds like it. But
yeah, Preston's like you could tell, but it's a little more subtle.
Yeah.
But
I love it. When we started talking, I was like, "Yeah, he's from where Preston's from, huh? All right."
Yeah.
Funny, you're 10 minutes apart from each other. The accent is
Carla's
much-
being real fucking judgy. Oh, he's
I'm
got
not being
he's got
judgy at
general
all.
store in his blood. Give him a break.
No,
He's got an accent.
I don't know any accents except for, like the Philly one and the Boston one. That's it. Everything else, I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens everywhere else in the
Oh,
country.
Those
you're
are the two most
you're
trash
Latino.
accents in the country.
And
Stop.
those are the accents I've dated. Those are the accents I've dated, so I understand them.
You can't tell me that Latinos can't decipher all 12 fucking accents in Miami. Stop it.
First of all, there's one accent in Miami and it's Cuban. Get your life together.
Oh, well, that's highly assumption. You're making quite an assumption there, ma'am.
You said Miami, not Florida. Get your life together.
No.
Now I've been like hooked on your videos because like I like just like the learning about like the culture, not the culture, but like a lot of your videos about like the meth heads and the tweakers down there and stuff. And like I hear, but I don't like get to see like somebody who's actually seeing it all the time. So
Yeah, man.
Meth's kind of big out by where Tim is. Tim lives out more east than I do.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a culture. I mean,
That's central.
yeah, I mean, in Missouri, there's 3 things to do. It's meth houses, churches, and casinos. And if you're as good as most women, you can hit all 3 in one night, Yeah. So it's
Exactly.
What was the first video that you put out that really started getting play?
I made one. I had a Facebook. I'll kind of have to go back on this one. I had a Facebook page. We had about 300,000 followers, and Facebook deleted it. And I had to start a whole new one, which is now it's the 2.0. But I had a video on there called, and you can still find it on YouTube. But it was called a tweaker's backpack, and I basically just shoved random shit into it.
We'll put it on our page.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was just pulling random stuff out of this backpack, like a keyboard, garden shears.
Yeah.
You referred to it as like Barney's magical bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
like a 1996 keyboard, a machete, zip ties. I was like,
everything you need.
It was not even a flat screen.
Yeah, with a box on the back. So that one took off. I think it got 12 million. And from there, I just kept going. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. I just enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun to me. So
yeah. Now, from that one video, you saw like a meteoric rise in your followers, and
oh, definitely. I think that sparked the match to kind of set the rest of it off.
Is that when you knew?
That's what everyone's going for, and you got it. It's.
I mean, you would dabble. You were doing comedy, but that's when you knew that all right, I'm onto something, and. I mean, what's the scene like by you? Because we were talking before we went on air about, who's doing what shows, and you said that they just don't give a shit by you, right?
Yeah, well, it's hard. Like Joplin, there's really not a scene. There's a couple people who do comedy, but they're not doing much right now. I either have to go to Springfield, Tulsa, or Kansas City to do any kind of show. I do a show in Joplin about once every 3 months. But I mean, they're a little more laid back on it. It's what they call the Bible Belt. So I don't know. They don't believe in COVID really. So, there's not as many restrictions, but
yeah. Now I read basically, you're not a clean comic, but you don't really discuss religion, politics, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm just one of those people. Yeah. Just when you come to my page, I like you. It doesn't matter who you are to be able to laugh and relax and kind of be that place people can go to,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wish I could say the same. I've gotten myself in some trouble, and I was banned from a theater for
not even shit you said on its stage. That's the best part. You weren't even on the stage there.
I wasn't even on the stage. I tweeted something in the theater's like, "Oh, you're not allowed back here."
That's ridiculous. And did you see that thing Elon Musk tweeted, legalize comedy?
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, it's getting so out of hand. They're killing our industry because it's getting so touchy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But you probably have the right idea. And it's also whatever works for you, but you have the right idea. No religion, no politics. And
I still get death threats from tweakers all the time, though. Talking about people with no teeth. Yeah.
motherfucker stole my backpack.
Oh yeah. I had one message me. He's like, I think that's really my bike, and I'm like, no, it's my nephew's bike. Chill out.
Oh, I meant next week. It's my bike.
Yeah, yeah.
No, now it's my bike. Yeah.
So when people come out to see you, do you like? Is it more of a draw from your videos, or is it people that have already seen you do comedy, or a combination of both? Or
I think it's a lot of people who have seen my videos and they never seen my stand up. I get a lot of them who they think they're going to come and see the same thing I do in my videos, but my stand up is completely different. I try to keep them separated.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of the video watchers that come out and just want to see it kind of in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And like I've noticed, I just got turned on to you. That not like sexually. Preston just let me know about you, and I started really watching your stuff. So yeah, you went viral from the I found a Tweaker's backpack video, but your videos are consistently funny, and they're short and they're funny and it's relatable and that's what people are looking for.
What was the one I was dying at today? It was you were talking about karaoke, and it was fucking hysterical. We're gonna throw some of these on the site, man, because I was howling at work listening to this. So
that's actually a true story. I got thrown out of that bar actually, but yeah, they were in there just methed out, no teeth, singing karaoke, and sometimes you just see something. At least I do, and I'm like, I got to make a video about this. This is,
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, it was so fucking funny. You got kicked out of that bar?
I did. I got cornered by about 4 of them. And I was pretty hammered basically is what I was. And I just told the dude to fuck off and they just kind of threw us all out. And yeah, that was that. So, and now that bar posts stuff about me because it's a bar in Joplin and they kind of post stuff hating on me. And I'm like, oh,
really? No shit.
Oh, get out of
Yeah.
here.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah, seriously.
wait, why? Because they threw you out?
I'm not really sure why. I guess I disrupted their
You're shitting on their Tweaker clientele.
their toothless poker run, I call it, with all their fucking mopeds out front.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Man, become
Tim, is that
successful,
real?
buy
Are there,
that place and
Are
burn
there
it.
a lot of meth heads in Suffolk County?
There's probably plenty of meth heads by you too. Stop it.
I don't know. Actually, there aren't. I could tell you
In which county?
a lot.
Suffolk County on Long Island.
On Long Island.
Long Island's broken up in between Nassau County and Suffolk County. Nassau
okay.
County is close to the city. Suffolk is near London.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. We have the Hamptons, all right? So go screw, Carla.
I'm just asking because there's not a lot of meth
There is
cases.
plenty of drug addicts in Nassau County.
I'm sure there are, but in New York City, you don't really see crystal meth cases.
So you're saying that meth is more of a white rural
No, I'm asking
problem.
if there's actually meth heads and meth labs in Suffolk County.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
When I think of meth
But you
users,
don't
I think
know.
of white people though.
But you don't know.
No, I
It's
don't know. I've never had a
Like
cavity
community
either.
all the time.
No, I have no idea.
All right.
just-
Then what are you flapping your yap about saying they're by me?
I'm fucking
New-
listen.
in New York, it's not a thing.
I'm staking my land here. You're fucking throwing shots.
I'm asking a question. Take the fucking stick out of your ass. You have one fucking pixie laugh at you, and now you think you're the shit. God.
The city I live in was the meth capital of the world 4 consecutive years, back to back to back to back.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
That's like Tom Brady level.
Oh yeah, of tweaking. Yeah,
Honestly. Yeah, when you beat out
we
New
got
Mexico,
it in the bag.
Do you
Yeah, because I think I used to watch Dog the Bounty Hunter. I know everyone in Hawaii is on meth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eyes on meth.
Running around with paintball guns, busting tweakers. That show always made me nervous because he couldn't have a real gun, and I'm like, if you shoot one of them with a paintball, they're just gonna get madder.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
my god.
I just never understood how his wife stayed upright. I always thought she was just gonna tip over forward.
I can't-
Massive tits,
Oh,
massive.
huge.
Yeah. Oh, my
Not so much
goodness.
now, but you know.
Yeah.
She must
They had to
have
bury her face down.
strong back muscles. She's done a lot of back squats, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Stayed upright.
Yeah, there was definitely sciatica going on. you know, I
So
can't.
I just picture that bar like a bunch of toothless people jerking off to Breaking Bad. And,
Well, it's weird because we got like a group of dudes around here who only put cowboy boots and cowboy hats on the weekends to go to the bar. That's like their thing.
yeah.
They go there, and then you mix the tweakers in with it, and then you got all the girls with like 7 kids that go there, and it's a bad mixture. And then
I need to be there. I need to be
yeah.
I'm really feeling this accent. This is about to be my number 3 accent. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Well, thank you.
It's about to displace Boston for me, I think.
His is a great accent. Boston's
terrible. Terrible
The heart
accent.
wants what the heart wants.
Ugh. You fucking chew the alphabet and spit it out. It's awful.
Carla.
So you said you were saying that you guys aren't. There's no like social distancing when you're doing comedy in when you go into other cities and stuff like that. Or
Yeah, what
they doing half capacity or?
Well, there is the bar that I do comedy at in Joplin. They have 100-person capacity, and we spread the tables out 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to throw anywhere that I do comedy under the table, so I kind of got myself in a bad spot here. But no, there is restrictions, masks and things like that. But I just feel like it's not as they're not as cautious here as maybe out where you guys are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
our governor's a Nazi, so
right. They're not allowing us to do shows at all. Generally,
we were doing outdoor shows in the summertime. They shut those down. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to come out here. We'll do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you been up north at all, up to New York doing comedy?
I never have. I've never been up anywhere like that. I think the farthest I've went is probably Little Rock, Tulsa. I'm about to go to Nashville this May. I'll be in Nashville. So
Nashville's a good comedy town.
Yeah.
Danny's over there is a great club.
Yeah, I've never been, so I'm pretty pumped about it.
Is that where you're going to be in May?
Yeah, May. We don't know the exact date, but sometime in May.
Yeah, I have a buddy who's a Nashville comic. His name is Joby Sad, one of the funniest guys around, and he introduced me to a bunch of clubs over there, and it's a great scene.
Nice.
But as soon as stuff opens up here, I'll have Preston up, I'll have you up. I produce a couple of shows. Me, Carla, and Tim, like once a month, our podcast does like a live comedy show at one of the comedy clubs here.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
we have that going on. We'll book you and Preston up here. Preston and I started the BBM comedy tour. It was Big Beautiful Men comedy tour.
I'll fit right in.
There you go, exactly. Larger Gentlemen, and we played a bunch of clubs at a clip, and we were supposed to do some stuff, and then COVID shut it down. So when we open up, we'll have you and Preston back up here, or at least you, and we'll have some fun.
But only
Yeah,
if we
appreciate
can,
that.
only if we can go book a show at the Tweaker Bar with the karaoke. I absolutely want to do that.
Yeah,
We
I'm
can
coming
try.
down. I want to do a show. Yeah.
Oh, I fucking want to do that so badly. That would be so fun.
Yeah, they're off the chain.
4 of
Yeah, I'd
us
love to
around.
come to New York. I'm just I'll have to fly in there because I can't handle that traffic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Driving in New York is a different sort of thing.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Do you drive to you drive usually when you're going to clubs? Do you fly out?
I usually drive. Up Kansas City's only 2 hours from me. Tulsa's 45 minutes. Little Rock's like 4 hours. So it's pretty easy for me to get to a comedy scene, but never had nothing far enough out to fly yet. So that's the goal.
But now you're coming in New York. What's up?
Now, being from Missouri, are you excited about the Super Bowl? Are you a Chiefs fan?
I'm actually a Saints fan.
I'm
a huge Saints fan. Got Saints tattoos, all kinds of stuff, but got a lot of family that's Chiefs fans, so I'm pretty excited for them because they spent a lot of years down and out, so it's cool to see somebody new dominating.
Yeah,
and I don't like Tom Brady, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fuck Tom
So
Brady.
I'm a Bills fan, so I was this past week upset me, but I love watching Pat Mahomes, man. He's so much fun to watch.
I don't, it's like he's not even trying. He's just out there just playing catch. I don't, he's
Vegas
good.
last weekend, he just was scoring at will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carla wants to drop out right now.
Somebody's asking in the comments, does your shirt say Hitler? So I was trying to figure it out.
I thought it said hitter.
No, it says hitter. It's a Theo Vaughn shirt. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Yeah.
Shirtless dad, it says hitter. It does not say Hitler.
Yeah, get that hitter, not Hitler. So, yeah.
Clear. Okay.
My shirt says Hitler.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Mike's shirt would say Hitler. Okay. Different comic, different style.
Yeah. He's from Missouri, it says Hitler.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I like the way he led off with, I'm not really a political comment. He's fucking
But he's wearing a Hitler shirt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was into politics from like the late 30s to early 40s. But
yeah. Then they shut her down.
Yeah. Yeah, so we does not have a Hitler shirt on.
That's Mike's shirt. Only Mike wears that shirt on this podcast.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I just want to tell you guys, I was on another podcast where they talk about ghosts. There's a segment where you talk about ghosts and if you've ever had any kind of experience with paranormal activity. And as I was telling my ghost story, my camera kept like focusing in and out. And somebody in the comments was saying that means that they're probably trying to focus on a ghost behind me and it's doing it now. If you see that, just let me know if there's a ghost over my shoulder or what it looks like.
Yeah, it just put its dick on your shoulder. I saw it.
If you guys can fill me in,
Now I'm terrified to ever sleep over your house again.
I was just going to say. Any ghost experiences? What kind of fucking question is that?
So I was on the Thing Is podcast on Gas Digital. You have to, the first time guest, you have to show up with a bad date or bad sexual experience story. It's genius. You really get talking. A fight story and a ghost story or paranormal activity.
I had a bad sexual experience fighting a ghost.
Well, there you go. You knock it all out in one shot. I didn't have a good fight story.
It's like a whole. It's the fucking.
Ghost.
It's a Dan Aykroyd scene in Ghostbusters.
I didn't have a good fight story. I have good almost fight stories, but it worked. It worked. It works. It was fun. And I'm just letting you know there's a ghost behind me. I'm just letting you guys know. That's all.
That's fair. Have you ever had anybody try to attack you on stage or said anything that's enraged somebody enough to try to approach the stage?
No, I had a guy a couple weeks ago to try to come up there and put a sombrero on my head.
How'd that work out?
And I was like, you got to get down, get off. But I've never had anybody attack me on stage, thank God, because
it would be rough.
I one time had somebody charge the stage at me. My buddy George Gallo, though, I've done probably 12 different shows with him where people have charged the stage because he just fucking pisses people off in the audience. He had a whole family come at him once because he was making fun of their mother. And he's making fun of the mother. So she charges the stage, and then the son charges the stage and knocks the microphone out of his hand. And then we all got into a fight, and we had to kick the whole family out of the show. And Evan Weiss one time had somebody chase him around. My buddy Evan, he had somebody chase him around a bar where we were doing a show with a knife.
Well, who hasn't wanted to chase Evan Weiss with a knife?
True.
Who was it, too? Wasn't it somebody we know?
No, it was like some Mexican guy in the audience.
Why does he have to be Mexican, Mike? Racist.
Because he had a knife, I just assumed.
Wow.
No. Because he was a Mexican person. The guy was a
Mexican person. Did he have his passport out?
No, but he had like a wider face than he had. It wasn't.
God.
It was wider than it is now.
Are you Mexican?
Excuse me? I'm not brown. He had a Mexican face. I don't know. Leave me alone.
This is why the ghost that lives in my house hates you.
Is that why you wake up on the couch all sweaty, Mike?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, that's actually not why. Well, I'll tell you later.
Oh my God. So nobody's ever tried to attack. Well, I mean, because you said your stuff's not really political, but people will get triggered by anything nowadays.
Oh yeah. It's mainly when I talk about somebody having no teeth, That's what really seems to spark them. And it's more towards the meth heads, not people that just don't brush their fucking teeth, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know. So they'll come at me about that, and it's like, I'm sorry, you know. You can't eat steak. But
He starts running his tongue again along his gums, realizing, hey, I have no teeth. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
My apologies. Taffy?
Yeah. Like a llama eating an apple.
Oh my god!
I'm surprised nobody's ever come after you on stage.
Me?
You're super angry, yeah.
No, I've had people approach me after shows, but nobody's ever come to the stage. You know, like I'm like Obi-Wan. Once I get the fucking high ground, good luck.
Yeah, the one guy that approached me, I was making fun of my Irish family, and he got upset because I was making fun of Irish people. I'm like, I'm fucking Irish. How are you fucking? I'm self-deprecating. And the guy was drunk because he was fucking Irish. So
And beating his wife with his 12 kids.
Yeah.
Christ.
I get hugged a lot by other women.
It's kind of hot.
Anybody come after me? I did have one drunk guy at a Mike Dillon show, the only Mike Dillon show I ever did, where there was a domestic disturbance right in front of me because this couple like went at it. They had like 18 Budweisers between them at the table. They started fighting, and the guy went from calling me a lesbian to screaming for me to show my tits. That was the highlight of it. He was
And
like,
that was Mike Dillon.
Dillon. Huh?
It was Mike Dillon.
Not Mike Dillon.
Do you have, now that you're gaining... No, go ahead, Mike. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, after you showed him your tits, what did he say?
He said I should be a lesbian.
What were you saying, Tim? Sorry.
No, I was going to say, now that you've gained like a pretty big following, do you notice, are there any like people that just kind of rub you the wrong way or just awkward, or people just want to be all about it? You have that one person that's always like, in your DMs.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who try to be like close friends, like they message me every day and stuff like that. And now I get a lot of messages. I can't read them all, but I try to. So yeah, there's a little bit of that, but there's a lot of people that get rubbed the wrong way. I mean, I went tweaker hunting one time and just drove around town showing them. And I've never been caught. There's some cuss words on there I'd never even heard before. They got bent out of shape about that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Tweaker hunting. I honestly would love to see that fucking series.
But you said you were shelling them? What does that mean? What were you
doing?
I
was just like driving around town, just like recording them, like running down the street or like riding bicycles and stuff, or digging through the trash, or
doing tweaker things
in their natural habitat.
It makes it sound like you kind of have like a raccoon infestation when you talk about it like that. You're like, I'm just looking at them digging through the trash and running around.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I was sitting at the gas station last night, and this guy was parked at the gas pump, and some tweaker come up and tried to break in his car. Well, he punched the tweaker in his face. The tweaker got up, walked in the gas station, came back out, and then came up to my passenger side door and tried to open it. And luckily it was locked, and I got out and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he just took off running. So it's scandalous out here, man.
My God.
Unreal. You should.
It's like dealing with a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it's terrible. So it's terrible.
You should absolutely dress up like Steve Irwin and just fucking have somebody filming you, following you.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's a big one. He's got 2 teeth.
Crikey, that's a 4-toother.
Dude, if you've never seen a grown man ride in a little girl's Huffy bike that's like Barbie princess version, and his knees are hitting the handlebars, you just haven't lived.
Exactly.
What's the connection between tweakers and bicycles?
It's just getting places. You got to go. Yeah, and that's the best way.
They probably have lost their licenses many times over.
Yeah.
Yeah, walking is not going to expel the amount of energy you have when you're tweaked out on meth.
Yeah. And they've got headlights on them, wagons. I seen one dude with a side cart had another guy in it. And I seen one that was one of those bicycles that has multiple seats. I'm not sure what you call it, But they had the whole crack house on that thing. They was just rolling, man.
Tandem bicycle, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Some circus looking stuff.
You look at the guy in the sidecar, you're like, wow, that guy's a loser.
Yeah, he's that snatch and grab dude, you know. The one drives, the other one snatches.
The one that drives like kind of has his shit together, but the guy in the sidecar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know you're up there on the tweaker social hierarchy. Is you have pegs in the front and the back.
Oh yes.
Unbelievable.
I feel like if I go to Missouri, I'm gonna get like robbed by tweakers because I'm gonna be distracted by the accent because it doesn't sound aggressive. It doesn't sound like somebody that's gonna rob me. So they're gonna throw a couple of y'alls at me, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah, you're gonna get robbed. Like, that's okay. He sounded delightful.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would be more proud of tweakers being a Missourian export than Nelly. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's almost like he was just so pleasant. I gave him my wallet, and
he asked me for my money. I gave it to him. What was I gonna do?
it was so nice.
honestly, and I can't believe that people would try. I mean, I know you bust balls, but like people don't understand that you're just busting balls because you seem such a nice, mild mannered guy. Now I know you're a big dude. You probably housed 4 fucking tweakers, but you seem to be able to disarm people with this calmness that you have. So like people still don't understand that you're just fucking around.
Yeah, they don't. It's kind of like what I said earlier. It's just the world we live in nowadays. People can't just scroll on.
Yeah.
They have to report you. They have to have an opinion. And if their opinion doesn't matter, then they get even more butthurt.
Exactly.
And it's not even really joking. It's just trying to get it out there because there's so much of it going on around here that it's kind of a way to get it out there to the rest of the world and say, hey, check this out. Maybe we should put a stop to this instead of arresting people for weed and stuff like that.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting that you say that because not last weekend, the weekend before when I was at Stress Factory, Rosebud Baker, who you guys might know her from Roast Battles, very funny, and she was 6 words into a joke about the opioid crisis in the States, right, in the country. 6 words into it, 2 women walk out. I was outside smoking a cigarette. They walk out, and one of them is already crying. She's already crying. The joke is not even. We haven't even gotten really to the premise. The only thing that was said was the opioid problem. That's as far as they got. And she's like, I just don't want to hear it. I just can't hear it. If someone's talking about opioids, I've been sober for 3 years and I lost my butt. And she just went on this whole rant about how she can't hear a joke and she won't hear it and she won't stand for it. She had no idea what the joke was about, except she heard the word opioid and that's it. She was out. That's it. She was done. So this is it. This is what happens.
It's just ridiculous. Honestly, we have to get to a certain point where people just have to, if they don't like something, just fucking move beyond it. Keep it going until you find whatever sparks joy in your life. But fucking harping on other people, it's just stop.
yeah, I'm sure there's a comedian out there somewhere that talks about how cool meth is. I mean, go find them.
Yeah, I know, right? Boy, the shirtless dad said, my nephew's a deacon at the First United Church of the Crystal Methodists.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a rap group called Crystal Method?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it was
right?
a rap group, but they
weren't rap. They were like
a techno thing.
Was
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I'm having trouble remembering. I don't know when that was.
It was the 90s.
90s?
It was the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. All right.
We're old. How old are you, by the way? I didn't even.
27.
God damn
shit.
young buck. And fucking killing it.
He's
God
a young,
fucking bless.
millennial.
Jesus.
Gotta weigh in right now. The accent, young.
All right, easy, Carla. My girlfriend. Christ.
Save some for Mike. Jesus.
You're getting too old for me.
You know what, Cameron? You can have her. You can take her.
Yeah.
He's like, no, please don't do this. Don't. Please no.
I got a question. So we were talking about shows and things people do afterwards. Have any of you ever signed a set of tits?
I did.
Do my own count?
No. Yeah, do my own count?
I've signed Tim's tits.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I've signed a few, but they're never Hooters girls. They're always orangutan titties or something.
Must have
They're
been
not the tits you'd want to sign. They're the tits you have to sign.
Yeah, all titties.
It was 3 single women, all in their 60s. One time, I was at the Borgata in Atlantic City, and they all asked us to sign their tits. Me and my buddy Chris, and they were still nice tits though, because they were like divorced from doctors, and they were all fake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Also,
I'm a little
smooth.
bit bummed out. No one's ever asked me to sign their tits.
Sorry, you can
Mike.
sign mine.
I was just gonna say.
It's not the same.
It's the same.
Don't give me a pity tit signing.
See, it would have been a lot more awkward for Mike to take his shirt off and have M. Keegs all over his tits practicing.
Michael Keegan. Mike Keegan. So we'll let you in on this. One time I was in Mike's car, and like I stumbled across Mike's notebook, a notebook where I thought it was like his jokes. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna look through his like shitty jokes that he doesn't use, and I'm gonna right. But it was so much better than that. It was so much better than that because it was Mike practicing his fucking autograph. And it was like Keegan, Michael Keegan, M scribble big K.
You got to get it perfect, man, because people try to rip it off. You got to get that whip on it.
I got to make it my own. You're exactly right.
Get that whip on it.
But
I do the same thing.
It was like 20 pages of me signing my own autographs.
And I'm just going through it. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. Yeah.
I was out pumping gas. I get back in the car. I'm like, what's going on?
I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I should have taken pictures of it. Why I didn't take pictures of it with my phone? It would be
you should have saved the story, not said anything to him. Took pictures and then told the story on the show.
I did tell the story on the show.
Yeah, but right in front of him for the first time. The reaction would have been the greatest.
That's true. Hindsight, huh?
Shit.
He still turns pink. Look at him. He's turning pink. He's turning pink now. He's like, oh, why?
That is fair.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Have you?
Mine's not. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Have you had to do? I mean, I know you're doing. The comedy's open around you, but have you done like we have to do? Some of us have doing Zoom shows and shit, which is the most awkward thing ever. But necessary. Have you done anything like that? Because then you could do it, with comics from different cities and stuff like that.
I never have. I've always been interested in doing it just to see, how it would turn out. The other night, I think, was the first time that I ever prepared myself to do stand-up comedy in my living room. But yeah, I've never really done it other than that other night. So
yeah, because I guess because there's not really the necessity down there since some of the clubs are open. Like up here, there's nothing, and people got to make a buck. So I guess we're doing these awkward Zoom shows. Like the first one I did, like you said, I'm doing it to nobody in my basement and having 10 people watch, and they're all on mute, and half of them are like it was for these doctors. It was like their lunch break, but half of them are like still looking down doing their work. Nobody's fucking paying attention, I was doing one Zoom show where I saw somebody in the audience literally smoking crack.
Ooh.
And yeah, they were hitting a crack pipe.
Freemason.
Yeah, exactly. And I pointed it out, and they're like, "Yep," like no, just casually, like they were smoking a cigarette.
Tim and I did our first Zoom show last night.
Yeah.
So the first one I was going to do, or I thought I was going to do, was also going to be the same one, the comedy-a-thon. And then it ended up just being like a talk show for, so we did our first, was that your first Zoom show, Tim, or just me?
I think I did another one before that.
Okay, so it was my first Zoom show, and it was it went as terribly wrong as it could have gone, and it was awkward as humanly possible. It was just hilariously bad.
It was run really well. I like the way that it was set up. What was that? Oh yeah. Well, no, you did all right. Like you can't help Carla's daughter was popping up in the background. She's 5.
Like really popping up. Like she was like here.
Yeah. So
And then
right in the middle of a set, it's a little hard. But the dude from the Pixies laughed at you, so that's something.
There you go.
I guess.
It's just so hard to do comedy in front of other comics. Like, you ever been in an open mic where it's nothing but comics?
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's a lot tougher.
Yeah, it is. It really is because you can't get your timing down because nobody's really laughing. Everybody's thinking about what they're gonna do during their set, and you know, I think Carla doesn't think that open mics are really beneficial because literally you are just talking to people who really don't care and they're not really paying attention. But I think it's good for me to get out the material that I've been writing and figure what I can cut out of it and what I have to keep. But
yeah,
but they are pretty brutal, these open mics.
Yeah, I like to just take new stuff to open mics and just bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just see how they work. You know,
Yeah, way to do it.
Yeah, that's. Although I don't know, an open mic full of comedians or a mixed open mic. I've had some terrible mixed open. I had to follow a guy who did a soulful rendition of the SpongeBob SquarePants song, and he murdered. He murdered, and I was like,
Really?
how am I fucking doing this?
How do you follow that? Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
that's the worst. Like having to follow like stuff like I had to follow a magician one time. That always sucks
because
they
put
put
like pulling a.
Yeah, they put the audience like a different frame of mind, and it sucks.
Pull a rabbit out of your butt and keep it moving.
So
I might just.
How far do you have to go when you're doing these? When you go do like, let's say, an open mic, or let's say you're doing a weekend, like what's the travel time for you?
Usually it's probably no more than 2.5, 3 hours. We have open mics here in Joplin, but they're not doing it because of COVID.
Right.
But I haven't done an open mic in probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
I just the last open mic I did, I almost got in a fight with a guy in the audience because he was talking during other comic sets. And after that, I haven't been back to one, and then COVID hit. So,
right.
But yeah, it's about 2.5 hours because you're talking Kansas City, Springfield, Tulsa, things like that.
Yeah.
Wow. So
I'm sure it's probably like a mix, but I know based on your videos that you kind of rant. Now, do you just go on stage and do you just kind of stream of consciousness do it, or do you have a set list that you work on?
I've got a set list. I'm a big storyteller. I like to split my sets into kind of certain subjects. So like I'll talk about kids nowadays, old people, got a couple dick jokes in there. And sometimes I'll kind of get off the beaten path, and if I get in that groove, I can kind of freestyle it a little bit. But I do have kind of a set deal, and I got them each timed out to where it'll give me that hour.
Yeah, nice, very cool. And how long you been doing comedy now?
It'll be 4 years in August.
That's great, man.
Wow,
awesome.
Wow, I feel like you'd be great at crowd work too, because you just seem like a very off the cuff guy. Like those videos are telltale.
Yeah. I did a question and answer one time at a comedy club because the manager got mad because I didn't bring an opener. And he's like, well, I need you to be up there for an hour and a half for me to be able to make my money. And so I couldn't pull an hour and a half off. So I'm just doing questions and answers, This guy's like, what do I look like? I'm like a fucking prisoner. I don't know. And I just sat there and messed with the crowd. But yeah, I've tried it a few times. It's hard for me because you can get so far out there that you just completely lose track of where you're at, with your material. So
yeah, exactly.
And it definitely is a different.
Now you're a drinker. Do you drink on stage?
Yes, yeah. I'm a beer drinker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sounds familiar. I can't get up on stage without having a drink.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't go up there and drink Daisy and water or whatever. I can't do
it. Yeah. No, there's just something natural about having a bottle in your hand while you're just bullshitting. Yeah.
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 And also makes. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
There's a word for kind of like using it as not a prop, but
A crutch.
You know, like Ron White always has a glass of bourbon in his hand. You know, like
You can take a sip and let them laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the call. Take a sip and let them laugh for sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's
Carla, you
yeah,
all right
stuff.
over there?
I'm just waiting for you to take a sip so I can laugh. You didn't sip yet, guys. You're early. Go ahead, Tim.
Well played. I don't run on your time.
Ah!
God damn you.
You got some shows coming up, Cameron?
Yeah, I've got a little pizza place here in Joplin that I'm doing February 19th. And then in April, I'll be in, let's see here, I'll be in Republic, Missouri. Then I'll be in Rogers, Arkansas. So I'll be in Republic the 20th. Or hang on, I'm going to have to look at my schedule. That's terrible. But I'll be in Rogers and Republic. And then after that, we're going to go to St. Roberts and then back to Springfield, Missouri. And I'm working on Kansas City and Nashville right now. So
Very cool.
I don't know how many local people watch our show, but we'll definitely push your dates. And if any people from New York happen to be in the area, they'll come out.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And when you start booking some stuff in Nashville, I'll get in touch with my buddy. He's he's pretty well known in the Nashville area. He probably has some spots for you.
Let's all go
Okay,
out.
yeah.
I'm dying to go out.
Sweet.
We should all go to Nashville. Yeah, exactly. I
would be
would
fun.
love to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard it's popping off there like every week. So
Yeah, Nashville and Austin, everybody kind of just like made this like after COVID, everybody kind of made a mass exodus from LA and New York, and they kind of all just relocated in Nashville and Austin for some reason.
the old god Joe Rogan moved out there, so they all had to.
Yeah, you follow the follow the money trail there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people in Nashville too.
Yeah, there is.
Oh yeah,
there is.
Yep, and Nashville, yeah, they have great clubs. Zany's in Nashville is one of the best clubs in the country.
What's in Austin?
Which one?
Cap City closed.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, I think.
Really?
Which one did the truck run through in Nashville? Then the
That
truck
was it.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
was
it?
it?
Yeah, that was
That was
Zany.
Zany.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it crashed through Nate Bargatze's face.
Yeah.
They
Did it really?
painted- Yeah, they put like a mural of him on the side, and that's like what got hit, which is hilarious. It only been up for like a very short period of time.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. God damn it. Oh, for fuck's sake. What were you gonna say, Mike?
And then I was gonna say I wanted to plug your social media also. It's the Copenhagen Bandit 2.0 on Facebook. Your Instagram. What's your Instagram?
I think it's just Copenhagen. I think it's Copenhagen Bandit, all lowercase, on Instagram.
Now, do you still chew tobacco?
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, like a can and a half a day, but it's not Copenhagen. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
All right, hey, the Grizzly. Yeah, there you go.
Bandit.
Yeah, I don't even like Copenhagen.
It never was good. It never was good, Copenhagen. It was disgusting.
It just it feels like you should. If you're not roping cattle, you shouldn't be chewing it. You know.
I like to smoke cigarettes. Like I'm always trying to quit. I'm always in the process of quitting, and I'm like a weekend smoker at this point. But like this, like the smell. As soon as somebody opens a can of chewing tobacco, the smell is so incredibly horrible. I don't like. Is there?
I love it. I miss it. I still have dreams about doing it. Like
I'll phantom every once in a while. Just
yep, exactly. I miss it so much. I used to love it.
Yeah,
you get that smell enough, you'll grow chest hair. So.
Too late.
Oh man, I went to high school with chicks that did it. Did the women do it down there?
Oh yeah. I've seen them take bigger chews than me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I knew a couple people and girls in high school.
Is that sexy? I'm just curious, gentlemen.
It is, man. It turned me on. Yeah, some of the girls I hung out with, they used to do some of mine sometimes. I'd be like, oh, that's kind of hot.
I mean, if I'm drinking a few beers and I'm like, baby, give me a chew, I mean, hell yeah, I'm down with it, you know?
Exactly.
We're not sharing a spit bottle, but, you know, we'll both get down on it.
I remember one time I was at a party in high school and I had Red Man in my cheek. I had Skull in my lip. I was smoking an unfiltered cigarette and drinking vodka at the same time. It was the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah. That's why you're 4'2".
Everyone's like, you're going to die right now.
Yeah. So you clearly stunted your growth.
Shut up.
You were on course to be Yao Ming. Now all of a sudden. I'm fucking real.
Are you a Red Man fan? Do you like the Red Man?
It's all right. I don't know. Trying to chew that leafy stuff, it's kind of weird to get stuck in your teeth. And, you know, I'll be gagging on a strain and I'm like, man, what's happening?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to go back to doing it.
Yeah. One podcast with Mike and I've got him. I'm a bad influence.
I know.
You're like the fucking Chuli's gum representative. Nice job.
Yeah. He's like, as soon as we're done with this, he's going to go down to the store and get a can of chew.
Exactly.
It's over.
I remember when I was playing baseball in high school, every time we finished a can, we would glue it onto the wall in the locker room. And by the end of the season, our whole wall was just cans of Skull. And I haven't had a craving for it in like years now. And now I want to do it. I'm going back, Carla.
Gross.
I'm going back.
You got to have something, especially in these times, man. You got to get that stress reliever.
Exactly.
You're gonna be having sex with Carla, and she's still gonna be like, "But you don't sound like him. You could chew all the tobacco in the world, but you don't sound."
I need more
You
y'all.
say y'all. You can
I need
chew
more
it.
y'all.
You're not as young as him. Can't really grow facial hair. Yeah. It would take me like 7 years to grow the beard that you and Tim have.
Yeah.
This is about probably 2 months here. That's getting out of hand.
You're like a man. Jesus.
Yeah. I haven't
You're
had
like a real man. Like, what's that like?
I haven't had a neckline since '96, so I don't know. Like, it just it stays the way.
How old were you, Tim, when you started sprouting the old facial?
I was probably like 16, 17.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping mine will be like 38 or 39.
Facial hair by then?
Yeah. So I'm waiting for it. I'm ready.
Maybe you shouldn't have fucking smoked a pack of cigarettes with fucking Red Man and fucking Skull in your mouth.
Unfiltered cigarettes and Red Man and Skull.
Well, the
just
fucking
get your
Marlboro
razor.
Man circus seals your ass.
Yeah, just get your razor and just start shaving nothing, and it'll start sprouting.
Huh. Where were you 15 years ago when everyone was making fun of my baby face?
Just start shaving the rest of it. See what happens.
Where was that advice? Nah, Carla likes my smooth.
Does she?
She does.
All right.
I mean, it's fair. All right, we got any other questions before we wrap it up, because we're at 10:30.
Oh, we are at 10:30. Any questions from you, Cameron? Any
Yeah.
Well,
want to interview us? I don't.
Like, no, you people are awful.
no, absolutely. I'd love to learn more about your guys' stand-ups. How long has each one of you guys been doing it? Because I know you two were together. So did you guys meet like in the comedy world?
We meet doing comedy. I've been doing it 9 years now. Carla's been around comedy forever. She was a waitress in a comedy club. She's been around comedy for a long time. And then she came on to the Long Island comedy scene, and I was producing shows, and I'm like, oh, this chick's kind of cute. Let me put her on a show. And she came to the show as a fundraiser, and she did great. I'm like, wow, she's cute and funny, and I kind of started trying to date her for a year and a half until she would give in.
You made my man wait a year and a half.
Yup.
No, I was just coming out of a relationship with another comedian that was married for a long time, and I was kind of in the process of swearing off of men and comedians.
Yeah.
So I really don't even understand why Mike stuck around so long, because he was like, so you never want to date anyone again? And I was like, that's correct. But I've also been doing comedy 4 years.
Okay.
It was a good year when we started.
That's fair. The first time I did comedy was 99, and I dabbled for probably a good. I mean, I got back. Mike pulled me back like what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, Tim and I were doing a show at a Jewish temple. That's where I met Tim.
Yeah, do a show at a Jewish temple. They love Mike. Me, not so much.
Tim opens up with a joke about semen.
I did. I opened up with a cum joke. Listen, the crowd was the cast from Cocoon, and so you have to make a decision at that point of, you're not going to get any laughs except there's 4 comics in the back of the room, and if you can make them fucking howl, then it was well worth the night, because you're still getting paid.
And he did, and then Tim and I, became friendly after that, and Tim said, basically, I'm not going to really dabble anymore. Let's go for it. So the 3 of us have kind of been doing our thing. We got started the podcast. We produced shows together, and a lot of us shows.
Because we were supposed to do a podcast with someone else.
We talked about it, but once I realized that you two were together, I was like, oh, why aren't we doing that? Because I loved Mike. Like, after that show that we did, we hung out at the bar. We had a lot of laughs. And then once I found out you two were together, I'm like, that's insane. Why are we not doing that? And the whole show was based on these two don't really agree on anything. Not a thing.
That's what I was telling you. Usually it's a kind of a political show. Carla's very, very liberal to the left. I'm conservative.
Okay.
Tim leans a little to the left, but he's actually he's just a voice of reason, basically.
I try to be, but it doesn't always work out that way. Yeah, but I mean, and the show, we are trying to like steer away from all politics, because everybody's politicked out at this point. Like, we're all burnt out. So we want to move beyond that and talk about just fucking topic of the week shit and riff. It's all about hanging out with your friends, and you know that as well as anybody, because you seem like the type of dude that's when you're recording your stuff, that's just stuff you'd be fucking saying if your friends were around, and they probably are when you're doing it, right?
Oh yeah. Sometimes they are, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the environment that we wanted to foster. It's like it's just a hang.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So, it all came together. Like,
we're trying to be a kinder, gentler, I've been practicing, kinder, gentler domestic disturbance. Because usually Mike and I go at it to the point that people are like...
like people like, we'll sign off and people are like, oh, they're not going to be okay.
No, they're not going to be okay, yeah.
We'll sign off and I'll be like, oh, they're not going to be okay.
And usually it's people messaging Mike, are you okay? Does she hit you?
Blink twice, Mike.
Tim just calls tomorrow. He's like, so anybody in jail, or are you guys good?
Honestly, I wait to hear. I'll watch Facebook or Twitter to see if any one of them have put something out there. Then I know it's good. I won't talk or say anything for probably a day or two, just to let the fucking air settle. And then I'll be like, all right, so what are we doing this week?
Like, no.
I mean, we took last week off, and the week before they got pretty heated. And I think that's when we all realized, you know what, we are fucking politicked out. We
but
really are.
That was actually you two getting heated.
Yeah, we got heated with each other. It did.
Tim and I got heated with each other, which never really, very rarely happens.
Never really happens.
But the week before that, it was me and Carla.
Mike is usually getting picked on, unfortunately.
That's great.
So.
And also, I was going to ask if I share this again, because I've been sharing it, but they can go back and just click and watch the same episode, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
And it'll also be on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud within a week. So
nice.
So they can just listen to it if they want.
And then we'll post some of your videos on our page also.
For sure.
I appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, because you guys got to check them out. The videos are hilarious, and and we'll have you on.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Open door. Anytime you want to hang, just reach out.
Yeah, I will, definitely. About. This was fun.
If you got some shit you want to get off your chest, just give us a call, and we'll have you on a Tuesday evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't even believe it's been almost over an hour already. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Thanks for joining us, and yeah, follow Copenhagen Bandit 2.0 on Facebook, all his social media. Check out his videos on YouTube, and yeah, we'll definitely once this is over, we'll get you back up to New York and do some shows, some live stuff.
Mike, you got?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm sorry, Mike. You got a couple things coming up this week, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night I'll be at Molto Pizza in Babylon. That might be sold out, but Thursday night I'll be at the Bellport Brewery in Bellport, Long Island. Saturday night I am doing a Zoom fundraiser for the Port Jefferson High School Prom. It's pjhighschoolprom.com.
It's always the kids.
Get tickets. Gotta do it for the kids. Yeah. And yes,
man,
check that out.
So do you think people are going to match their mask to their prom dress?
I think so. I
Oh,
think they're gonna go all out.
It's all coming off at the end of the night, so it don't matter.
That's true.
Oh, you got to
Take
leave the
that mask off,
on.
baby.
You gotta leave the mask on. You get herpes, but you don't want to get COVID. Leave the mask on. Leave the mask
You're
on.
wearing a mask, but you're not wearing panties. What the?
It'll be the first prom since Carrie's where there's multiple deaths. Good luck. Carla, you got anything coming up?
I have nothing going on.
No.
Nothing.
All
Nah.
right.
I think I have something, but I'll think of it. And Tim and I have a movie podcast on Friday, so I'll remember by Friday.
Oh, yeah. This Friday, Films on Tap on Govs Radio. We are talking about our favorite very special episodes of 70s, 80s, and 90s sitcoms. So, like, we're going to be talking about Dudley getting touched by the bike shop owner.
That's always the first go-to.
I mean, come on.
Really,
That's
my first go-to is Saved by the Bell caffeine pill.
sure. The Jesse Spano hooked on caffeine pills. Edith
Dudley
Bunker.
Gets Diddled is always number one.
Edith Bunker's 50th birthday, where she's getting accosted and raped. We'll be discussing all the greatest hits. Good Lord. It really was. Eddie getting pulled over by the cops and then Carl, confronting them. Very special episode this Friday, 9 p.m. Govs Radio, Films on
That
Tap.
episode where Screech gets stage 4 lymphoma.
Won't be hearing from him no more. Oof. That's a rough one.
That's the last stage.
That is the last stage.
He was dead.
You want to be on the last stage of a marathon, not cancer.
Yeah.
A rumor that he died in jail, or was that like something that I just created in my head?
That is something you created in your head.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Because when I heard that he had like cancer, I was like, isn't he dead already? I thought he got stabbed in jail or something.
We had this argument. You said he was dead. Yeah, we did. We had this argument like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but
Mike was there. He's the one who brought it up.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Either way,
All
this Friday. Thank you again for joining us. Again, the door is always open. We'll definitely post a lot of the videos and definitely go over it and check out the page because there's some really fucking funny shit on there. I told you today watching the karaoke one, I was howling at work. So.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, keep in touch with me, man. We'll all kind of, once this blows over, we'll all do something. And I appreciate you having me on.
Definitely,
Thank
man.
you,
We're happy
man.
to come down there and we'll get you up here.
Oh, yeah. Come down here and mouth the tweakers with me.
Exactly.
Sorry. I want to
And
go.
thanks, Preston Lacey, for getting us together.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you,
Thanks,
Preston.
yep.
I want to go in like the Jeep with like open windows and go on Tweaker Safari. Like,
That would be fucking amazing.
exciting.
You're
They're out there.
gonna crawl in a fake tweaker's asshole. It's kind of hot in these rhinos.
Oh, man.
Good night, guys. We'll see you next
Hey,
week.
Good night. Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. See ya.
Hey there.
We've lost our voice, we've lost our voice, we've lost our voices! It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe! We've lost our voices! It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe!
enjoyed this episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast, and if you didn't, even better. You can show us your disdain by sharing the show from iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Though honestly, nobody uses Google Play. Check out our Facebook page for any upcoming comedy shows or appearances from Carla, Mike, and Tim. Also, don't forget to check out our favorite band, Bore, on Spotify, or purchase their new EP, Bore 2, on iTunes or Bandcamp. We'll see you next week, Rageaholics.